Shell fires in the ATO zone happen practically every day. On 8th of February, terrorists shell-fired the checkpoint in Mariinka with automatic grenade launcher. On the video from security cameras, we can see how Ukrainian bodyguards are hurrying up to withdraw civilian car from the shell fire. And already next day, near this checkpoint, the bus has exploded on the mine. 4 civilians died.
Terrorists from pro-Russian illegal groups are continuing to violate ceasefire in Donbass. For the previous day, they opened fire on positions of Ukrainian soldiers 50 times. The most stressful situation stays near Donetsk and Horlivka. Enemy conducted fire with grenade launchers and machine guns on Pisky, Avdiivka settlements and Butivka mine.
Today we have a guest in our studio, Haertel, Associate Professor for German and European Studies. Nice to meet you here in our studio.
Thank you for having me.
And first question will concern the painful and very important topic for Ukrainian society and international community somehow, I think. It's a Minsk process. Well, after 2 years, we have not seen any results. And can it be productive further, on your point of view?
Well, of course, I can understand that, especially from the Ukrainian side, people, also the government, are not satisfied with the results yet of the Minsk process. On the other side, we also have to see it's not true that it is not true that we have no results whatsoever. The first kind of big advantage, or the first positive result of the Minsk process, is that major fighting has so far stopped. We have some shelling, some minor incidents, but major fighting has stopped. And the Minsk process is basically, for this kind of ceasefire, it is the ensuring format. Second, what we have to say is that the Minsk process, that the Minsk agreements, that they provide the basis for the sanctions regime of the West against Russia. So without Minsk, there would be no sanctions regime. And essentially, the fact that we can see that Russia has not delivered upon what it has to deliver on in the Minsk format, it ensures that the West can go on with sanctions. So,
but for the last time, we can hear that the West is going to cancel the sanctions against Russia. Is it possible in the nearest future?
Well, of course it is possible under circumstances, but I would say we should not get too much into rumors. We should stay with facts. And the facts we have is that the sanctions regime was prolonged, and that Angela Merkel a week ago told the president, the Ukrainian president Poroshenko, that she will do everything to have the sanctions prolonged if the Russians do not deliver on their points. So I guess the point of view from major foreign policymakers is quite clear. The rest, what we hear is rumors. I just do not want to go into and comment.
And also, there are a lot of talks about change of format because it seemed unproductive for Ukrainian authority, for Ukrainian society. And our Ukrainian authority suggested Geneva Plus format to resolve at once problem on the east of Ukraine, the war, and together with that, Crimean annexation. Well, is it possible to provide such kind of dialogue with the Russian Federation?
Yeah, well, first of all, I have to say I still think that Minsk works in some basic directions. It provides the basis for a ceasefire, and provides the basis for a sanctions regime against the Russians if they do not deliver. That is already something. If we talk about a change of the format, we have to see what is possible to achieve with that. I think the reason why we are kind of stuck with the process in the Donbass, or even more so on Crimea, is not the format of those talks. It is the general position of Moscow, which does not see itself, it does not acknowledge of itself as a party in the conflict, as a part of the conflict. That is the major problem. Does that change? Would that change with a new format? So would the Russians enter Geneva Plus by saying or admitting we are a direct part of this conflict? I do not think so.
So the change of format will not change the position of Russian Federation?
Of course, it will not change it.
I see.